Hello everyone. Welcome to the YouTube Model Builders Thursday night general hangout. Thursday's hangouts are for the general discussion on model railroading that we all can set a topic to discuss for the night. Thursday's hangouts are the proud sponsor of the Tuesday night presentations, the YouTube Model Builders, eMag, and the YouTube Model Builders live show. I want to say thanks for everybody joining in tonight's show. And here's your host for the night, Johnny Reb of Southeast Rails. Well, howdy everybody. How's here? Hope everybody's doing well. Let me get over here to want to see what's going on. We got Dwight, Sparky, Bob, Ari. And we got on the panel, we got Steve here. Well, we did have Newcastle. We got Dan. Now we got Robert and Lloyd, Chris. How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty well. How are you, Johnny?
Oh, pretty good.
Johnny, how are you?
How are you, Johnny?
Yeah, doing
Great.
all right.
Hi, Lloyd. Hi, Robert.
Hi, Chris.
Wow.
Okay, we got the funny man tonight. Well, we had an Arduino show last night. That went off pretty well. Next week we're going to have a fine scale show on the 13th, and then Saturday we'll have the live show with Big Bill. I'm going to be kind of busy this month because Barry's off this month, so I'll be filling in for Barry on the live show. So I take any and all gratuities on the giveaways. So how's that engine house coming, Lloyd?
Right now it's on pause. And the main reason for that is I'm working on my trestle bridge.
Ah,
And right now I'm working on my first trestle.
yeah? What part are you working on?
The legs, what do you call them? The
Bents?
yeah. I already finished the top part. Did it the way Ralph told me to do it because all my tracks are flex track. So what I did is I removed one tie every 6 ties. No, sorry, every 8 ties, and put in a wooden one instead. And once that was dry and solid, I would remove one tie again every 10 ties. So basically, after a day, I had removed all the ties and now I have wooden ones.
Yeah, okay.
So that's it.
You gonna build a jig to do the bents in, make it easier?
Yeah, that's what I did. Here I am gluing the stuff, and I completely forgot to put the 2 that were in the middle. So basically, this is mainly a test, the first one. See how well it goes. And up to now, it's going pretty good. I didn't have any wood. I was going to use balsa, but balsa is too light. So since I had 1x4 pine, I went to my table saw and cut 1/8 of an inch pieces.
Hey, that'll work.
Oh, that's crazy though. You could lose a few fingers in there.
Just make sure you're using the push stick.
Somewhat?
Just make sure you're using a push stick when you're pushing it through.
Oh, yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Unless you got that new saw, the stop saw. I forgot who makes that. As soon as your skin touches the blade, it locks up.
I thought you were going to say as soon as your skin touches the blade, it just rips it apart. No?
No, they got a saw out now that it's called the stop saw.
Okay.
I think it kind of like stack electricity or something. When your skin touches the blade, it activates a brake on the blade. It locks up really fast.
Okay.
So
no, I don't have that.
that way you don't get injured quite as bad. It just becomes kind of a minor major cut.
Wonder how many tests they had to go through to get that right.
Yeah, really.
Anybody's got fingers left? Because we got one more test to do.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they see a few videos where they're using hot dogs. From my understanding, it's about $100 to $150 to replace that. Yeah, you gotta replace the brake mechanism too. But well, I'll be interested to see how things go. Do what, Lord?
I was going to say, I know somebody makes like a table saw, but miniature table saw.
Just stay away from Harbor Freight. The only one I've actually seen is Micro Mart. They have one that's I think close to $200 or $150. I think you can actually adjust the blade up and down. One from Harbor Freight, you can't do that. You have to move the table. You have to modify it.
I used to like a lot of the tools Harbor Freight had, but man, they've become so cheap anymore. I hate buying anything that's, you got to count on for long term.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've got their 20-ton splitter and I've got a generator. The biggest one they have in the store. They seem to work pretty good so far.
Yeah, I was looking. Yeah. All their Chicago tools, though. I remember when Chicago tools was a good quality tool, but man, they're nothing but garbage in Harbor Freight now.
Yeah. You still find a few things for the hobby, though. They got some nice drill bits, their finger bits.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few things I like buying in there. They're cut-off discs for grinders and stuff. I can get 10 packs in there cheap, and they seem to last just as good as DeWalt or some of the expensive grinder discs that I buy.
Yeah. Yeah, who was it? Oh, shucks, I can't think of his name now. He's been in here a few times. He's been in the regular hangouts, too. He's actually an engineer for railroad. But he's doing some hand laying and building fast track turnouts like I'm doing. And he uses a really thin, it's like 9/1000 cutoff tool. It's about 9/1000 thick. The one he's using, though, is... What? What, Josh?
Spit rock.
Oh, split rock?
Split rock.
Yeah. Split rock. 9,000 thick, but they're kind of pricey.
Guys in Grafton flipped out one Saturday. Nobody had their Dremel there, and I had my regular grinder out in the truck, and I brought it in with the 4.5-inch discs, and we're cutting rail with that. Actually, I was surprised it did a real nice clean cut. I mean, it does cut wide, so you lose, a 1/16 of an inch or whatever when you're cutting.
Yeah.
But it really gave a pretty nice cut.
Yeah. Yeah, I use my Dremel.
That's what I like to use, yeah.
Yeah, how you doing, Ron? That's just another scale modeler up in Canada. Sparky 107's in Canada too. So I guess I got a Canadian invasion going. I got Lloyd over here in the panel and 2 in the chat now. Guess I'm about to see if I can scare up some Australians.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I did look up that one saw you guys were talking about. The company is called Stop Saw.
Yeah, stop saw. Yeah. Alright, so anybody else doing anything? How you coming on your structures, Steve?
Well, I'm trying to get past all these ones that I had started previously to doing these videos. I had a couple people too that were curious because not a lot of people really get into the prototypical stuff because they don't know where to go for information. All that. I mean, some things are easy. So I've been giving a lot of that information out too, which is kind of boring. So I'm getting now starting to get past that and actually get into more serious parts of the builds, which will be a good thing. But a couple of these buildings, though, I had started previously to this series that I started doing. So I'm trying to get those out of the way so I can get off the ground with a new building and get more involved with actual hands-on, because a lot of this has just been showing what I've done to this point to get these things to this point, and it's not mandatory. I mean, I think I'm conveying what needs to be told to people, but sometimes what I'm thinking and what other people are understanding are not the same thing.
Yeah.
I've got a nice there was a building in Grafton that was built in the 1840s, and it was there until 1970s. And it was a stone structure that was the original foundry, and I'm getting ready to cast some walls and do some stuff for that. So that'll be an interesting build once I can get into that a little more, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said stone, I was thinking Lord here has found a good supplier of embossed paper that's got stone on it.
Yeah.
It looks real good.
I have some that I've had for years, and I have used it on several structures, but I think this one I'm going to go ahead and cast the walls, I think, because I can't really duplicate the color of the natural stone that was here in the papers that I see out there, and some of the windows actually have a certain way they stacked the stone above the windows, so it would come down to the point where I was really laying a lot of different layers of paper in.
Yeah.
And I like to go back when I weather, and part of it's airbrushing and stuff too, and when you do that on paper, you kind of lose, it just doesn't take it the way some of the other better more dimensional 3D stuff is. So I'm just going to go through casting the walls, I think, and carving the rock and all that with a Dremel, probably.
Yeah.
It's not exactly paper, Stu. It's really 3D. Paper is very thick. It's not cardboard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I have some of it. I just can't duplicate the collars and stuff though with the papers that I have found for what I need to build.
because the only guy that sells that is a guy from Greece. Is that where you got them?
I don't know. I've got several varieties here. I mean, some of this stuff I've had for 30 years or better, and I'm not sure. This is old stuff that I have. I've looked at some of the newer stuff online out there,
It's
and
on
I'm
eBay.
not happy with it for, yeah, well, I did that, and I went to individual sites. There's actually a couple of sites out there that I found that have that type of a thing out there. Some of them are more 3D than others. I like the heavier cardboard that you're talking about. And I think if you're not trying to actually duplicate a specific stone in something, I think they're great.
Because I know that the guy's
Oh.
got plenty of different types. And
Yeah.
what I was looking for is the type of paper he was using. And it's wallpaper, embossed wallpaper where you see the grain in the back.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was looking for that same paper here in Canada and the US, and it's not there. You got to order it from Europe. It's a special wallpaper. And I was thinking, if you just buy the white paper and you've got a color printer, you could get the color you want it.
Yeah, but you lose some of the embossing. I like the more three-dimensional, deep embossed stuff. So when you go print it yourself, unless you've got, I mean, there are tools out there that'll go a little more involved in that, but I don't have any of those nice fun tools to play with.
Because the one I have, you can see the bricks. They're, I mean, you can see the 3D bricks. I guess the only difference is that instead of being the scale 187, it's probably 164.
Yeah. Here's one of the old ones. I like this stone. I have used it in several structures, but it's not going to work for what I want to do. Just trying to think. I've got a few others here that I do like.
Have you tried?
This is Faller. This is actually Faller. This is, I don't know how old this is.
It looks pretty rigid.
Printed in Germany.
It looks pretty
Yeah,
rigid.
well, it's fairly decent. The embossing isn't real deep on it, but if you're using a lot of other relief materials with wood and things around your windows and stuff to give it even more 3D, it's not bad. It has a little sheen to it. You got to flatten it out some. But I think most of these they're old Faller. Here's just a small piece of the brick one that I had, which it's not bad. Then there's one other stone that I have bits and pieces of, which is more like this. It's more like it's got algae growing on it or something. It's more got some more green in it. Which it's a nice stone, but none of these really replicate the building and the feel that I was trying to do. So,
Have you tried the spray painting to see what it would look like?
well, when you spray paint, there's not enough relief in a 3D, so you can do it by hand, and you get a fair color to it. But when you actually try to spray it, you start to lose more and more of that 3D feel that the paper is giving you minimum of to begin with. And I usually work a lot in plastics, and most of the buildings I have will be plastic and wood, but this one is it's just a nice stone structure, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cast it and go about it the hard way. Yeah, I've got some more somewhere. I'm not sure where the other sheets are that I have. A lot of this stuff I've had for a long, long time, though. I like using the paper. I mean, there are some things where I think it's the best medium to use. I use plastics, woods. I use a little bit of everything, even metal in some things. But
I use that paper on styrene.
yeah,
I've used it on some of the Walters kits.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a question here from Curtis, C&L Lines. He said, can anyone tell me what would cause a train to stop on the tracks when you blow the whistle? The track has been cleaned and the others don't do this. Just this one loco. It's an F3 from MTH. He said, thanks. Dwight recommended resetting the decoder.
Has he tried a different, is it the engine itself? Did he try a different engine?
Yeah, he
On
said
the track?
his others work good.
Okay.
Just this one.
So yeah, I would try to reset the decoder or contact the MTH service tech to see if there's something wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I Go ahead, Dan.
I was gonna say I messaged him on that, and I think it might be there is probably a problem with the chip itself.
Yeah, I did see his post, and I thought maybe it was more of an electrical problem, but being that it's just that engine, and yeah. Is this? I wonder if it's. Is it? Johnny, did you see how old it is? Is it still under warranty? Because I mean, if it's still under warranty, then
Yeah, I have no idea. Anybody seen any interesting videos lately? Yeah.
Kathy Millett put up a new one, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, that was on, I think some wargaming paints. No, our latest one was on a static grass. It was pretty interesting. It was wargaming static grass, but it's real small. It was good for tight places. Yeah, I watched it last night.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. Of course, you'd have to the receptacle for the grass is actually so small you'd be doing a lot of refilling. But I guess if you had to get into small spaces, it would be a good tool to have.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, just looking at it, looked like it wasn't but about maybe a 1 inch,
Yeah.
maybe an inch and a quarter at best. I know she couldn't get her thumb and forefinger in there with a pinch of grass.
Yeah.
She just said drop it from outside.
And y'all know if she can't get her thumb and forefinger in there, ain't no way we're gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my little miniature vacuum broke. I guess it's a switch. A motor seems to be okay. I like this little vacuum. It's been a dandy little tool for a long time. I'm about to figure out a way to put a new switch in here.
Huh.
It sucked up a lot of ballast in its days. Shoot.
Yeah, I see Ari said he needs to get the armchair maulers to get going and post videos. So I guess Ari will be posting a video next week.
I was originally going to try to get one out every couple of weeks, but life just seems to get in the way. I've got 3 up in a month, but the next one might be a few weeks before I can get it out.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that bites off more than they can chew, unfortunately.
I think we all tend to do that from time to time.
Yeah. Somebody was giving me a hard time about not long ago. I was like, well, you know, though, if you want something done, ask a busy person. I've heard that said many times, and really that's true, because they find a way.
Yeah, also when you retire, you seem to be busier than you were when you were working.
I'll probably never have that option. I would like to get everything to the point where I could trust somebody and walk away from it every once in a while, though. It's just hard to find good people nowadays. Nobody wants to work or do anything.
Yep. Yeah, our water pipe, we're on a 2-inch water line here in the subdivision, and we had a leak in it. They shut the water off on us back here in the back section so they could dig it up, fix it. And I rode around there this afternoon kind of late to see how they were doing. There's one of the guys here that was helping out. He was walking upside the road towards the truck. I said, well, y'all about to get it? He said, oh, yeah, we done got it. I said, well, how big a beaver was that you had to dig down and root out of there? Oh, it wasn't that bad a break. Yeah, he never understood what I said. I just, okay.
Yeah, it's good they got it done quick. Hey, sometimes you wonder, it's like, oh my God, come on.
Yeah, really.
Somebody was talking about some of the rail and stuff on the line here in West Virginia that they just got done rebuilding and how long it took. And it's like, yeah, remember back in the days, man, if a railroad bridge went down, they had trains run in a day and a half.
Yeah.
You know, and it was done right. It wasn't even, excuse the expression, but half-assed. It was done right in a day and a half.
Yeah. Dwight, you might want to be a little careful about the power pack manual, because that's going to tell Curtis how to reset the power pack back to factory settings, not the circuit board inside the loco. You'll have to get the paperwork on the loco, figure out how to reset it to factory settings. Because your power pack manual, it tells you how to do it, but it won't give you the right CVs or nothing.
Most of the time, CV8 is your factory setting on your tsunamis and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea what MTH uses.
They're using a totally different system. I'm surprised that they're actually getting their system to work with DCC.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Kurt said the manual does. I mean, Dwight said the manual does tell you how to reset CV8 to 8.
I think MTH uses their own decoders because typically their engines come with their DCS system, which they use specifically for O gauge and S gauge, and they make those decoders so they can also talk DCC too. Because they even do that for their 2-rail O scale stuff. Actually, my 3-rail O scale stuff comes with DCC on it, but I can't use it because it's obviously 3-rail.
Yeah.
So
I've known a few people that just literally took that DCS decoder out and put it in nominal or soundtracks.
yeah. I mean, I have a DCS system because, like I said, I'm 3-rail O scale, so I have to use it. But it's not bad, but it's for 3-rail O scale, anyways. But it's not my most favorite system in the world, neither.
Yeah. You must have your mic sitting on the table there, Steve.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, we're kind of picking up a bunch of thumping.
Yeah, I would guess you would be. I'm sorry. Now, I bought a bunch of these Nicole's craft paints on sale. They were dirt cheap, and I knew they were probably old. I got to come back and add some alcohol and stuff to them. They're kind of thick.
Yeah.
I was trying to pound it down in the bottle.
You gotta go to Micromark, get you one of those paint stirrers, a little battery operated thing. Those things work pretty good.
Yeah, I've looked at those. Those do look pretty sweet.
Yeah. Not bad for $10.
I've got, yeah.
Could also get one of them paint shakers.
Yeah, that's too expensive. Oh, I'll tell you something else you can do. I saw this on Kim Patterson's What's Neat This Week. You know, those multi-tools that cut by a real high vibration.
Well, an oscillating.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took in that narrow blade, the straight blade, and he taped a ball of paint to it with duct tape and turned it on low setting and let it shake. Just make sure you got the top on there real good.
Yeah.
No. The thing is, the key is to make sure that you got the tape on right. Otherwise, you're going to have a bottle flying through the air and possibly hit somebody.
Well, that's a good thought. I'll have to get mine out and go outside with it. Maybe I can hit the neighbor upside the head.
Encouraging people to do this now.
Yeah, you're starting to go R2D2, Dan. Hey, Ron, how you doing down in Australia? Aussie land. Oh, yeah, I saw Andrew in here, too, a while back. Meant to say hey to you, too, Andrew. I wasn't promoting violence, just wishful thinking out loud.
I had a hiccup on my internet over here.
Yeah. I thought I saw AJ come in, but I haven't seen him. saying anything. Well, if he's got laryngitis of the fingers.
Well, I did find somewhat of a way to get this rail yard I've been building for the last 9 weeks to somewhat fit. Took a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
And also ended up finding out one of the lines was supposed to go up to a mining camp, and I didn't realize this. And it's starting to change how I really want to run this yard.
Yeah. Well, AJ said I'm here, just working on a 16 by 72 inch bench work for an O scale angle nook. Yeah, you'll have to post up some pictures there, AJ. Now they got a camera that works and turn it on. I think Google outdated my other camera in an update. What you say, Jason?
Oh, not much. Just got in just a little bit ago.
Yeah. Been working on anything lately?
Been doing a lot of painting. Been working on the grain car a little bit. Been working on some maintenance way equipment. Just painting them and putting them back together.
What, just a base color paint and then weather them up, or?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, how'd that work out? You were
That's
using that Rust-Oleum camo brown.
Been working pretty good with it. I just haven't done any more since that one time. But yeah, it's been working out pretty good.
Yeah, Ron's Trains and Things said it's finally getting started on that scratch bill for the Fort Worth Intermodal passenger station tonight.
Uh-huh.
Need to post up pictures there, Ron. And Ari said there's an N-Scale National Convention in Pittsburgh in 2 weeks. He may be going on Saturday and Sunday. Take pictures, post them.
That's not that far from me, but that's the wrong scale.
What scale is it?
Somewhere LMN.
Yeah, he does N scale. That's Ron's trains and things. No, not Ron.
Yeah.
Ari.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to bunch of people plan on trying to go to that fine scale in Altoona, PA in November.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like a convention in either of this next 2 years.
Yeah. Hey, Ari, put up here in the chat, Jim Watson wants to know the name of that convention. He's an N-scaler too, lives in Ohio. That way he can look it up. Well, you got my permission, Jim. You can go to that convention if you want to. Not that I'm trying to be a smart aleck. Got the national convention coming up, first weekend in August? That's down in Orlando, Florida. Jim said thanks. At least he didn't say dad or granddad. All right, Ari said the name of it is N-Scale Enthusiast National Convention. Now, don't hold me to this, but I think Ari said that he'd buy the tickets to the first 10 people there at the convention. He says it's going to be June 21 till 25.
It's just as well it's engaged. That's my anniversary weekend anyway. I'd get shot if I went to a train show.
Yeah.
That's when you take her with you.
Well, she doesn't mind the railroading. She's okay with that, but she collects buttons, so she has her own realm. And if there was a button show going on somewhere locally there while the train show was going on, now that would be a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
I never realized there was so much to buttons till I met her. It's as crazy as the world is trains.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Look up thimbles. Be glad she's not into that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, they have a lot of those at these conventions, too. She had never been to a convention. I've been to a lot of big train ones, and I was trying to tell her, and she really didn't understand. I said, all right, we'll go to one. So we went to a big national convention out in Ohio, and she walked by one little display room, and her eyes lit up, and I said, no, you don't understand yet. And we paid she went in the door where there was about 30 or 40 vendors, and it was like a kid's face at Christmas time. I said, now you understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I met her, she said, "You're going to think I'm a hoarder." I said, "No, you don't understand." She does have, she has a room full of buttons. I mean, she literally has a room full of buttons, but that ain't nothing to my trains. That's, you know.
Yeah. Well, maybe this would be an interesting question is when you do go to train shows or the conventions, when you walk in the front door, how do you like to proceed through the convention? I know some people like to go through right up the middle and then go right or left. Some people like to do it in a clockwise or counterclockwise direction.
I look for where the cheap tables are first.
Or you're looking for an awful long time.
No, I usually find the $5 rolling stock or the $60 loco is pretty easy.
Yeah.
One I go to in Baltimore, there's always a big white elephant table right inside the door, and I usually hit that up first because there's usually some incredible deals there. Usually there's 2 or 3 vendors that I know I want to see, so I usually hit them up and then maybe start a clockwise thing or something like that. But
I try to go clockwise.
yeah.
Usually I go either counterclockwise at this one, or I go clockwise. Try to.
The path of least resistance. If all the crowd's going the left way, I'm going right.
Yeah.
All right. Now that you've gotten in there, how do you like to do it? Because, like, for me, I just kind of like to do a walkthrough and pick out a few things of interest, then come back to those and spend some time with them.
Well, much to the chagrin of my wife and my credit card, I generally just go and like, oh, I want that. Cha-ching. Oh, I want that. Cha-ching.
Yeah.
I usually check everything out unless something just strikes me as like incredible and I better not wait 10 minutes because somebody else is going to nail this. I usually will come back for things, but unless it's something specific from a specific dealer that I know and I'm going there for that. Other than that, I look around quite a bit.
Yep. I go with the ambition that I don't have to buy anything.
And you still come
See, I'm
home
the
broke.
opposite. I go in, I'm going to buy a lot of stuff.
And then you come home broke.
Right.
Exactly.
I usually have certain projects that I'm working on that I look for first, but
Yeah, that's what I usually do too. Sometimes I don't find them, and sometimes I do.
yeah.
I mean, the last show I went
sometimes.
Last show I went to, I came home with 2 locomotives, but I knew I wanted them. So, and they were good deals, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Last show
that.
I went to, I came home with 6 pieces of rolling stock and 2 locos. And some other odds and ends that my wife thought was neat.
Yeah, when I went to the Indianapolis show, I kind of had a specific that I was going there for, because I was having a little problem with my fast tracks. I wanted to meet up with Tim and see how bad I was screwing up. Turned out I wasn't. It was just a bad fixture, so he replaced that for me.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can post pictures here, Ron. Ron trains and things. Yeah, when we're saying post pictures, post them up on the YouTube Model Builders community page or the G Plus page for everybody to see. Or video, either way. Ari says he looks at everything first, then goes back. If it's gone, it wasn't meant to be.
I guess sometimes too, it depends on how lean the times really are.
Yeah, really.
Is not the truth.
Plus, there's a bunch of the guys that were here in the Hangouts. They were going over to the show too, so I figured I'd get a little more use out of my smoker, so I smoked up some meat and I was driving up, so had room for a big cooler. So I brought up a bunch of stuff, and then Saturday night, because Andy and I split a Airbnb house up there, which worked out great, and everybody just came over there. And
yeah, it's pretty cool.
we had a good time hanging out Saturday night, eating. Yeah. I didn't do much. I just did smoked butt, ribs. I cheated on potato salad, bought that at the store. Yeah, Bob, he says sometimes becoming broke in the first vendor's row. Yeah, that could happen real easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, shows I go to just mostly, like the convention, the local swap meets and all. This fine scale is going to be something new for me. I've seen pictures from the last one. There's some good stuff there.
Used to do the Howard Zane shows up in Baltimore at the State Fairgrounds. There, man, there's just, you could spend the whole day just walking around. If you'd stop to do anything, you wouldn't get through the whole show.
Yeah. One of our local guys down here, he pretty positive that was a Howard Zane. Yeah, it was a Howard Zane. I think it was a crusher building that he had built. He bought from him. You know, that one wasn't cheap.
No, probably not. Probably not. No, there's shows though that his shows are several acres, every one of them. Just man.
Huh.
Incredible the amount of vendors there.
Yeah. I'm sure that being a Howard Zane show is kind of like getting a feather in the hat too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something. I've been able to get up there in a couple of years. My whole life changed. And a lot of time at the B&O archives up there, and they were always at the shows too, so a lot of times I was associated with them as well there, but I had a lot more toy money back then.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim said there used to be one show over where he lives, but it always came through on his off pay week. It never did last long, but now he said it looks like they're not coming back.
Oh, man. Nah, here in the middle of West by God, Virginia, you just don't have many train shows. You got to go ways to get to anything.
Yeah. Yeah, being down here in Georgia, we've got a few train shows here, but yeah.
You guys do that? You do that Peapod pilgrimage?
Yeah,
That looks like it's a good time.
it is. I've been a volunteer on that one for the past 3 years.
I would love to get out there for that. That would be fun.
Yeah, they usually they'll have around 80, 85 layouts. Starts about the middle of October, runs till Thanksgiving. You're running morning and afternoon on Saturday and Sunday, and they try and get it, have them all arranged so they're within just 1 or 2 zip codes, so you don't have to run around too far to get from one to the other.
I'd like to go see Mr. Siegel's layout, and I'd like to go see the other one. I can't think of the guy's name.
Oh, we got several really nice layouts here. Dr. Joe, he's got a really good layout. Oh, shucks. I could have called his name. I took Andy over there when he was down here working one weekend. Norm Stencil. He's got a really nice layout. And he
What
also...
scale is Norm? What scale is Norm do?
HO.
Oh, okay.
And also another one called Thomas Lloyd. He does HO. In fact, he's doing the clinch fill like Andy was, so Andy was in heaven when I took him over there. In fact, he wants to come back down when they're having an operations session and operate.
How'd you get him out of there?
We got hungry.
If there's a layout that I want to go see really, really badly, it would be Eric Bruman's Utah Bill.
Oh, yeah, Southwest Missouri. Ron's Trains and Things, you might want to check into next year's NMRA convention show. It's there in the Kansas, Missouri area. It's going to be a really nice show because they got a lot of good modelers there. They're going to have a lot of layout tours going on during the show. Might want to check that one out. I can't recall the name of it right now, but they're already advertising it, so you can go to the NMRA website and look for the 2018 convention. All right. Well, if you plan on being there, make sure you keep checking over here and see what we're going to be doing, because it's getting to a point now to where we've kind of getting the group going. We do Airbnbs, houses. That works out really better than hotels. They've been pretty nice so far. You can jump in with us on that. That's what we plan on doing for the fine scale build up in Altoona, PA. Well, I think we lost Steve.
Robert, order your plane ticket so you can come to the flying scale show.
Yeah, Ron said he's about an hour and 15 from there. Hey, that's all right. Get you out of the house for a night or two. Yeah, right, Mark. Mark Donovan just jumped in. Hey, y'all. Now the party can start. LOL. Yeah. It's already started.
Hey, Ralph's here too.
Yeah, Ralph just came in. How you doing? How you doing, Ralph?
I'm doing just fine. How about everybody else?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Stu locked up on us. I don't know if he's trying to get back in or not.
Notice Jason's wearing red. Is that so we won't notice the sunburn?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. No. I just decided to wear what I was wearing and didn't bother thinking that I was going to be burnt still. Ooh.
What you got going there, Ralph? I know you've had company, so you haven't been doing a whole lot the past few days.
That's right. Just got them off the airport yesterday.
Ah,
Thank God.
yeah. So the whining and dining is over.
Yeah. Pretty well.
Yeah, Carter said his wife just went to a train store in Canada. Well, my order came in, Ralph.
Did it?
Yeah. Day late, but the guy changed it after they started tracking it.
But you got everything you need.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, got it all.
That's good.
How did your box fare?
I did good. It was UPS.
Yeah, I got mine, and mine looked like it went through a hanger, but everything was just fine.
Yeah, this one was pretty heavy. It come up about 7 pounds.
Had one come to the store the other day. Came all the way from Russia with Adam Wilder paints and so on, and stains. The first thing the mail guy did when he brought it in, he says, "You realize this is over 50 pounds. I didn't have to deliver this." So I picked it up and it felt like more like 30, not 50.
Yeah.
But I figured, nah, I don't want to give the guy any grief. He's liable not to deliver the next one.
Yeah, really.
Or just deliver part of it.
Yeah, I opened that box up and I got that double crossover fixture out, and I stood there looking at it. The only thing I really could find myself saying was, "What in the heck have you got me into, Ralph?"
Oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah, yeah.
It might seem like it, but you'll be glad you did. I was. Not
Yeah.
that you did, that I did.
Yeah. Nah, it'll be all right. I mean, like you said, that's really a very versatile fixture. I mean, getting that double crossover, that way I could do a double crossover, single crossover, and I still can do my left and right hand turnouts too. All
Yep.
on the same fixture. So, and it wasn't but
You're-
$30 more than buying the right and left hand fixture.
That's right. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I seen one that's doing his over with Norfolk Southern and stuff, when he was doing his fast tracks. It was unbelievable how he did that. Ron Bennett. That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, you ever seen that, Ralph will be able to tell you the name of it because I can't recall it right now, but that one that Tim Wallace did with Fast Tracks, the founder, he hand laid all those tracks that go around the roundhouse and all.
Oh, the Bronx Terminal.
Yeah, Bronx Terminal. Man, I tell you what. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched all of those videos. He did that one short little stub switch.
Yep.
Holy cow.
And he had a switch going across a switch.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, it was like on, I think, the third or second to last video he actually shows you.
And in real life, they actually did that, and it was a drop-in piece of rail for when the train was going to go across the other way. It's absolutely amazing.
Huh.
And he actually managed to actually do it in model form.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do the switch itself.
Yeah, DeBob's Man Cave, he just dropped in. How you doing, Bob?
I don't see him.
He's in chat in the
Okay.
live show. Yeah, he didn't come in the panel. He too good for us. I see him in the invite. I guess because he wasn't on silver platter. It was just a paper plate covered with aluminum foil. Yeah.
Stu's all locked up there, I see.
Yeah.
I wish they bring another train show here to Idaho. We haven't had one for almost 7 years now.
Bob's making plaster rocks in the garage.
Oh, he's going round 3.
I guess he don't want to get his keyboard plastered.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to do my stream beds because the in scale, the rubber forms are just like super tiny, and if you don't strengthen them right, they just shatter.
Well, I know I've been saying this, but I think I'm going to try tomorrow to get that cable strung across the ceiling and down to the computer and get my CAD cam, my camcorder hooked up over at the workbench. See if I can get that to work. Yeah, go ahead.
I ended up buying this one nice HD one that you just hook up on top of the TV or your display, and I ended up getting the last one from Walmart.
Yeah, Ari said he's seen guys using aluminum foil to cast with good results. I tried that with aluminum foil. Yeah, it wasn't bad. If you got an overhang you want to do, it allows you to be able to shape that in there.
We've got an interesting cliff face here in Idaho where it's just sheer straight, freaking straight down, and up on top you see like this salt lip, and that is like extremely hard to model.
Yeah. I'm not as adamant about it as Ralph is, but I've made one rock mold myself using the Woodland Scenics latex. It came out really well. I was using a piece of tree bark that had a rather decent design to it. First time I ever made one.
Should make you. Should make
Go
you.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Ralph.
Should make you want to do more.
Yeah.
You got good results.
But then I'd have to quit making these turnouts.
Nothing happens overnight, you know.
Yeah. I haven't made any in 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, so.
I was gonna say I watched the terrain tutor on his page. He did he made cliff face out of the cork bark. So you got to cook it first, otherwise you get some type of mold off of it that ain't very healthy.
Yeah, if I had extra oven, I'd probably try it, but
where are you going to get cork bark?
I don't know where he got it from. I think he got it from off the internet somewhere. but it's got its own type of texture, but it's very flexible.
Because cork bark is what they make bottle corks out of.
Yeah, that's starting to.
Die.
Yeah.
Running out of bark.
Yeah, they're running out. Cutting down too many trees.
I did this one. This guy did this one nice bus tour going up this old abandoned line that's now abandoned, and up in the woods there's this evergreen tree called the tamarack. And unlike all these other evergreens and conifers, it's the only one in the United States that I know of that actually loses its pine needles during wintertime.
Huh.
Which I think that'd be nice to try and model.
You just been working on that project for the show, hadn't you, Ralph?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Huh.
Trying to finish it off a bit so I can get on to the next one. Then there's supposed to be some signage go on it. That's going to be fun.
Don't get too far ahead of Andy. He's already. Huh?
Go ahead.
He's already trying to keep up with Miles.
Oh, no, that's impossible.
Yeah.
We all know that. Maybe he doesn't.
Yeah.
Aww.
Just don't tell him that.
Yeah, right. All right, where'd my close pegs go?
Yeah, he's hoping to have a special guest on this next show next week.
Yep.
That'll be good.
That's kind of why I want to get this thing close to finished. Because he's the guy that I got it from.
Yeah. Hi, Ron down in Australia said he's posted a couple of bridge pictures on the Google YouTube Mall Railroaders page, and he wants to know if he made the track section and the bridge too brown. So I'll go take a look at it sometime after the show there, Ron. I'll drop you a comment.
And what forum did he post it?
YouTube Mall Railroaders. It'll be the community page. Ron, I don't know for sure, but yeah, you're telling AJ power saws aren't quiet, but I don't think AJ's too quiet either.
What was he asking about?
If let's see, if he
If the
made the
ti-
track, no, if he made the track section in the bridge too brown.
I just got done looking at it. It looks fine to me, but I'm using TV screen as a display.
It probably could have been a little bit darker. And you have to take a look at the ties in real life. The creosote that they use, it's almost black. And after it starts to weather, it goes a grayish brown black.
Yeah.
And that almost looks like chocolate brown. The Rust-Oleum that I use for weathering my trucks, the dark camo, would be perfect for that. Otherwise, it looks great. But that's my opinion. That's only one.
Ron just said as darker and more black then.
I would say.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Go
Look
show
on
you
my
what
cam.
I've done.
That's the color that on the truck is what it looks like.
Ah. Pull it back a little bit. That way that looks pretty good.
Yep. That's the color that Ralph's talking about. Oh. And
Show him the can, Jason. That's what you're looking for. I don't know why it's backwards, but
because my camera is backwards.
okay.
Yeah, let me see if I can fix that.
He's having a Polish night.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the brown top?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I watched this guy who had lined up, I kid you not, he had to put 3 locomotives on this thing, but he lined up at least 100 cars and sat with his paintbrush stationary as his train was going along, and he weathered all those cars up and down the whole entire time.
Except I can't believe that he did a good job. They were going by, first off, they were going by too fast. And all he was doing was, with his hand, was going up and down, up and down. I saw that too. And I thought to myself, what kind of job would that do? And couldn't have done a very good job.
I would actually like to see pictures.
He had his buddy doing the other side. So they were both doing it.
I would actually like to see pictures of the finished job.
Yeah, still a lot better job at showing stuff off than a video.
Oh, look at that. You got it turned around. Perfect. Way to go, buddy. Yeah, all it would look like on those cars would be dust. That's all it would do.
Yeah. It'd probably bounce off more likely.
Well, this is what I've done using Andy's technique is men wax, and the 2 colors were ebony, which is a very dark, and the other one was a special walnut, which is kind of light. I think Andy was putting his on separately. He put the special walnut on first, and then put the ebony on second. Don't know how this camera's going to do. But this is the quick stick. Is that showing anything worth looking
back.
at?
Pull it back a bit.
Yeah, like it. There you go.
And that's giving you basically the same color as that Rust-Oleum that I can see. What do you think, Jason?
Actually, it's a little lighter, I think.
Put the light back on it.
That wasn't me. That was the monitor.
Looks pretty close.
Looks pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to try it, see what happened. Plus the fact that it seals the wood, so now I don't have to put two coats of plow bond before I glue the rail down.
So there's what I've got so far.
All right, yeah, that's coming along.
I say that's a 10 out of 10.
And I'm not finished. A whole bunch more weathering to do.
Wow.
I just put this, what do they call this, corbelling on the top.
Yeah. That's a build up too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like 1, 2, 3, 4 layers.
Yeah.
So when you look at it from the side, it's, I don't know whether you can see it. I can't get under the camera properly.
Turn it upside down. Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it. Yep. You got 4 there. You're right.
Yeah. But it was fun doing this rail and the doors, getting them lined up. They tell you to put the doors on and then put the rails on top. Well, the rails fit on top of these pins that the doors have on the top, which makes the rails stand proud.
Yeah.
So what I did, I cut 3 pieces of wood the same thickness as the doors, and I put 1 on either end and 1 in the middle. So there's actually a space.
Yeah.
Underneath it.
Which is what you would have with a real set of doors too.
Yep.
Is that supposed to be like one of those flat buildings, or is it supposed to be kind of like how the old Walthers?
It's, hang on. It is 1 3/4 inches deep. It's a backdrop building.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
So when this thing is together, there's some loading docks in here that are a separate item. So you can see inside the loading docks.
Oh, wow.
See, I keep wanting to set that one box straight up.
I know. That's the way it's cut.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have taken it apart and straightened it out, but what the hell?
Looks like the other one's got one over where it fell over. I can just see
on the other door.
Yeah, I see a corner of a box. Looks like it's leaning over in the other door. Yeah, there it is.
Floppy.
Yeah.
You know they got fired the same day. Oh, I went over to about 3 months ago. I went over to this one sporting goods place, and they sell, this brass cleaning solution. Not a solution, but the pellets. And so I looked at the thing, and it says of the it's crushed. Let me get it here. It's either the crushed corn husk or
Walnuts.
crushed, yeah, the treated walnut. Yeah, I got it only for like $5.
Yeah, I use both the corn husk and the walnuts on polishing the brass on my reloaders.
Yeah, and I was thinking about using it for like, you know, how the Woodland Scenics does theirs. Because I think it's also crushed walnut as well.
Yeah. Thing of it is, it's got sharp edges to it. You're talking about using it for ballast?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for cheap material, yeah, that's fine. But your
And
ballast,
number
How much do you get for $5?
this thing feels like it weighs probably,
about 10 pounds, I think.
I can't remember how much it was.
Well, 10 pounds of walnut shells and 10 pounds of ballast, there's going to be a big difference.
Yeah.
You're going to get more walnut shells, for sure.
Oh yeah. But this almost looks like it's close to the it's in between the medium and fine coarseness that you would get from Woodland Scenics.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's about 7 to 8 pounds. I've used a little bit out of it, so.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've bought any of that stuff. I can't remember how much it weighed.
And if somebody's really good, they could spray paint it gray to make it look like ballast.
Well, you know that you can do that with Ritz material dye.
That's something new for me.
It's a powder that you put in the water.
Yeah.
And it's for dyeing material. And you just float the walnut shells. If they float, they probably won't. They'll probably sink, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Soak up the dark stain, and then you drain off the water, and you lay the stuff out in the sun to dry.
Yeah, you want to stir it a little bit too while you're staining it.
Yeah.
Don't spill the stuff because you're not going to clean it up.
That's right. Do it outside.
Oh yeah.
Hence the word stain.
Even a stain's removable, but only up to a point.
Yeah, well, Ritz is beyond that point. Good stuff.
Yeah, because once it's in the material, it doesn't wash out. So you can imagine if you spill it somewhere, it's not going to wash out.
Oh gosh. Spill it on your wife's good kitchen table.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you want the flowers sent?
Yeah. What hospital?
No, what cemetery? So I'm pretty sure you won't be in the hospital.
Well, it's either that or you won't be able to see for a couple of weeks because your eyes are so swollen.
No, I'm thinking won't be able to hear it because she screamed at you too loudly.
What the heck is Lloyd doing? He's so quiet.
Yeah. You really want to know?
I'm working on my trestle.
You're working on your trestle.
Oh, by the way, thank you, Ralph, for your idea about the flex track where you remove 1 or 2 every 10, wait for it to set, and then you remove another 2, put in those wood ties. It worked perfectly.
Good.
You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but Lloyd, the only thing was it took him a little time, but I'm very proud of him. He figured it out on his own. Yeah, you said do about 2 ties, skip 10, do 2 more, from one end to the other. Let the glue cure, and then come back and remove 2 more. He didn't hear you when you said come back, so he wasn't sure which way he's supposed to go. But he finally went back to the beginning and started again.
You know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I finished the my 2 tracks.
Good.
Now I'm working on the base with a jig.
The bents.
The bends, yeah, that's the term.
I don't know where that comes from. Bents. They don't look bent at all.
I thought that was the trestle. The trestle leg.
The trestle is the whole thing altogether.
But you got the bents to hold the bridge up.
I may just call it the legs.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, isn't it, you got the pylons or the individual parts of the bent, and then everything together makes one bent, and you get all the pylons tied together?
Yeah.
I've got that Walther's Bridge book somewhere. I'll find it and I'll give you guys an answer.
I guess Stu decided getting kicked out twice was enough.
Take a look at what I acquired last night.
Ah.
I got 2 of them.
Did you have to
What
pay
does it
for
say?
them?
And they're Cato. Cato.
Kato.
You say tomato, I say tomato. So
What's the road name?
Canadian National.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Okay. Why would you want a Canadian National? CP.
Because I don't like CP.
Those locomotives are very hard to come by these days.
I got these from my buddy Lionel Strain.
Ah.
That's an NW2, isn't it?
You mean
What's
SW?
No, NW.
Okay.
I missed that.
Are they SWs or NWs?
N.
And Norman Wilson, too.
Yeah. Yeah. My friend had a couple of those, and those are very good pullers. Of course,
Is it for you or for a client there, huh?
For me.
of course, he loved the Rio Grande SD50s more from Proto 2000.
Oh, this is going to take an eternity to do all those legs.
Nah. Once you get set up, they'll go by pretty quick.
You got to make yourself a jig.
I do have a jig. Then I got to put those side bars and diagonal bars. I mean, then I'm going to drill little holes to put rivets.
I didn't know y'all had frogs up there.
Yeah.
They make funny noises too.
Yeah, Lloyd was just telling us rivet.
As long as he don't croak.
Yeah, we hadn't had a frog around this yard in a long time. I got one now. It's driving the dogs crazy. They can smell him, they can't find him.
When we moved here, in first April, I go, what are those crickets doing? It's too early for crickets. I mean, I know I'm in the boondocks, but gee. And what I did is I did a search on the internet. And I go, what kind of creature sounds like a cricket in May? And it just makes noise starting like at 6 o'clock at night all the way to 5 o'clock in the morning. And it's nonstop. And they're called beepers. They're tiny frogs the size of I'd say about an inch in diameter.
Huh.
And during April and May, they call on their females. And it's an annoying sound.
Y'all come down here with me, stand out on the front porch. I'm not that far from the lake. I got a big creek over here behind me. We got bullfrogs.
Oh, jeez.
They'll get going.
I was only going to say because you instigated it.
I don't know. I think cicadas are kind of annoying.
Oh, yeah. And they're coming out this year, too. This is the, well, I really don't know if it's the 7-year or the 11-year.
Yeah, well, around here they're out every year.
Well, yeah, but they only swarm every 7 or 11, depending on which breed they are. That's when they get loud, really loud, for about 2 months.
I used to like finding their shells they left behind, but
Well, the empty skins that they grow out of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I was going to try and just run this by an hour and a half. It's done gone an hour 45. So, anybody got anything else you want to ask, talk about real quick?
Not really.
You ready?
Nope.
Do what?
I think everybody's seen what I was working on yesterday. How that's going.
Yeah, it's looking good, that building.
I gotta get some more styrene. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna actually use for the metal siding and the roofing, because I really don't like that metal roofing that Evergreen has, because it doesn't. It only looks like a certain type of metal roof to me. It doesn't look like the real wavy metal roofing. It looks like the overlap roofing.
Yeah, 5V. Well, AJ, I tell you what, when you figure out the meaning of life, we'll do a show about that, okay?
Meaning of life.
Yeah.
Oh,
All he's gotta do is look up, what was it, Monty Python?
yep.
They already figured that out.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, we've had a pretty good show tonight. Got some new people in here tonight. Had some new ones last night, so getting some new blood. That's good.
This is good.
Yeah, get people putting up more videos if we can.
Well, as soon as I get ready to get my stuff going, I'm gonna throw up videos like crazy.
Alrighty.
I'm probably due for an update.
Yeah. Well, just want to say go to YouTubeModelBuilders.com. There you can check on the schedules for the Tuesday and Wednesday shows and the Saturday live show. And the Tuesday, Wednesday shows start at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. The Thursday weekly show and the live show are at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. While you're there, don't forget to click on the e-magazine. Having to think about that a little bit. And sign up for email notifications so when the magazine comes out, you'll be notified. JD and his team do a great job on that. We got one coming out next month, so you want to look for that. It's going to be an interesting issue. I mean, they all are really. But the big thing is, on that magazine, there are no ads, and it's free. Free of ads, and it's free. But it's the magazine for the community, by the community. So, definitely want to check that one out. Alright, we got two shows next week. We got the Fine Scale show on Tuesday night. That's with Andy and his all-intrusive sidekicks, which one of them is here in the Hangout. That's Ralph. We got Miles Hell, Barry. Barry won't be in the show this month because he took the month of June off from everything. He's kind of busy with his new family and all. Plus, he's getting married at the end of the month, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, and we also have the Saturday live show next week, June 17th. That's going to be a big bill. I'll be ITing that one for him since Barry's taken off. And Bill's got a really good guest he's going to have on Saturday night. Really rather interesting fellow. I'm sure a lot of you have seen his videos. He's done some really nice videos. So it'll be good to see him this coming Saturday. So anyway, YouTubeModelBuilders.com. This place to go check, see what's going on in the community. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight in the chat and also on the panel. I see Bob must have finished making his rocks, so he's back inside now.
I was hoping to make it in before the thing was over.
Yeah. Well,
John.
hi, Bob. Bye, Bob.
Hello. Bye. Bye.
Yeah. All right, everyone have a good night. We'll see y'all next week for the Fine Scale and the Saturday Live show.
Good night.